Briggs.
I am here.
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Terrence.
Hi.
Zarius.
Guy. Cow patty.
Motherfucker.
Cow patty, mother trucker. That's the TV edit for that movie.
What movie?
Yippee ki-yay, motherfucker.
Oh.
Yippee damn zippy, mother father.
If you're still watching basic cable and are looking for a comedy and see Pulp Fiction, watch it. Pulp Fiction edited for television is fucking hilarious.
Didn't even try.
Say what? One more time, monkey farmer.
They do the bad motherfucker wallet. Like they just do it's the one that says bad mother. And they just do a zoom in on the wallet where all you can see is the bad mother on the and it's all out of focus and blurred. Because they had to zoom in so close to cut the fucker out. It's delightfully bad.
Like, I don't even know why they bother to put like rated R films on TV at all. Like, this is ridiculous.
They're comedies.
I guess they're comedies after you edit the funny the R out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite to date, and I've probably said this before, is Dumb and Dumber, where Lloyd is tied up to the bed, and he's like, "You can just go ahead and kiss my ass," and he's like, violently trying to point at his butt while he's tied up to the bed there at the end. And the TV edit is, "You can go ahead and bite my sandwich," but he's still pointing at his ass. For some reason, he can't say "bite my ass," so they changed it to "bite my sandwich," and it's totally not Jim Carrey saying "sandwich." I think I laughed until my rib popped watching that. It's so stupid.
Yeah, you've got an interesting sense of humor.
Me?
No, he's not wrong. Yeah. It's like so.
Well, I'm just thinking of the Egg Sweat commercial and how he couldn't even get that one segment out before he was doubled over with laughter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Check out Egg Sweat on our YouTube channel.
Airing 2 weeks from 2
no,
weeks
this,
from now.
Yeah. This recording, we're way ahead on recording this show.
Yeah.
It was airing 2 months ago.
They're airing quite a while ago.
Yeah. Go back and watch it again. It's still funny.
It's still funny, I hope.
And we have many numerous new skits, I'm sure, that we have definitely done.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Egg Sweat doesn't become some thing that's bad in the future.
That's why we were canceled.
Oh,
yeah.
Egg Sweat is our milkshake duck. That's what it's going to come to.
Yeah, so I didn't know a lich, they keep their soul in a
phylactery. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
they're like changing that because I didn't even know that was a Jewish.
Yeah, it was like a Hebrew, like a little box where you kept little scripture in.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So now what is it now? Horcrux?
No, it's a soul jar. It's very unimaginative, but apparently it's not offensive. I still like the term.
I mean,
phylactery. Yeah, it sounds menacing.
You know what they should call it? A reliquary.
Well, I mean
because that's Catholic, and nobody gives a shit about that.
That is true. No one gives a shit about Catholics. Sorry, Catholics. It's true.
Even you guys, Catholics.
Even you guys don't give a shit about Catholics. I've seen how many Satan films you've made.
As the Pope bans homeward detritus.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good press.
Yeah.
I'll take that press any day of the week.
When pedophiles don't like us,
Jesus Christ.
Hammer.
Every time we bring up religion, something very awkward happens.
It's not awkward. You just you start to go, well, other people could listen to this. I don't want to offend anybody unless they deserve to be offended.
I'm from the opposite end. Like, I know you guys don't want to offend anybody, and I love offending people.
Yeah.
So
Please don't offend me.
I'm trying to maintain friendships here, not necessarily like viewing audience.
There's certain people I don't mind offending.
That's true. There are certain people I don't mind offending. Kevin, mainly.
You can't offend Kevin.
Yeah, I've been trying so hard, like for years and years. It's fucking upsetting. Jesse has done a better job of offending Kevin than I ever will.
Yeah, Jesse's the only one I've known that
Like
that
Jesse
actually-
triggered the fuck out of Kevin.
It was
And that was just by taking his advice.
that's the mistake we're making. We should just take his advice.
Just listen to Kevin, and then Kevin will be
Don't.
mad about it.
I've lost 2 characters that way. Don't take his advice. Oh, you're prone. Just stand up before you take the tech. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, the DM credited me and my character's dead now. Because I provoked an attack of opportunity. Fuck you, Kevin.
That was, in fact, the worst that could happen.
Yeah.
I think the worst that could happen to me happened in that game Sarah was running. Or was it you? Who chopped my head off in a random encounter in an alley? Was it you?
Me, I
You
did
you
that.
dick.
Hey, you
That's
like
'cause
crit cards.
I
You know,
love
we
the
were-
crit cards, but they don't work in your favor sometimes.
Yeah.
We were using your deck.
Yeah. That was a very offhanded, oh, that character's dead now, and we just started.
Yeah. Did we take his head and throw it in at the bad guys? Is that
Yeah,
what
the
we
ba-
did?
The bad guy had promised that no harm would come to us while we were here, and I convinced via text message one of the other party members that they should try to make good on it and throw my head into his manor house to try to get a free resurrection out of it.
Yeah, good time.
No harm. No harm. Fuck you.
You're terrible at this.
Yeah, that campaign got a little off the rails there.
Don't they all?
that was Wolf Keep, right?
Yeah, that was your. If you listen to our main show, Yarnum is actually the whole world is a world that I've played in like 2 or 3 times now. It's the world that I like running in because in my head I know where shit's at, even though the people who are playing don't. Yeah, they're very clueless about what the world looks like. That's fine.
He's
I
never
know,
drawn
and I'm
a
the one
map.
that matters. But that was the first time I'd been to Yarnum in that setting.
That where we were?
Yeah.
Oh.
You had left Wolfwood Keep and gone across the oceans. You were chasing the big bad of that campaign was called the Red Hand.
No wonder I hate this place.
And you knew that they had originated from a place in Yarnum. That's where you fought the skin graft people, the
Mongrel man.
No. It's where you could make necrographs, monsters. There was a guy doing them in the lighthouse. He was making these monsters. We're investigating that.
That's right.
Oh, that must have been the campaign before me.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
I think
Before I joined
that
y'all.
was like right before I discovered you in that Little Caesars and said, "Hey, Jeff,
And come game with us.
fall down this horrible
It's
rabbit
the only
hole."
way to find Jeff. Gotta go to the specific Little Caesars in Walterboro, South Carolina. You have to spin us round in 3 circles.
You must
as
have
you
at least
sprinkle salt on the ground.
5 D20s in your pocket, which I did at the time.
Yes.
Those poor people that work at that Little Caesars. They're gonna have all kinds of just weirdos just coming in.
So I
Out there
summoned
shaking
Jeff.
bags of dice with 2 liters of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew.
And the
Well,
weird
it's not
part
the
was
pepper.
normally I go through drive-through, so I would have missed him completely.
That's because he had the 5D20s in his pocket.
It just
This-
called me.
There's the
Yeah.
totemic power of D20s. That's the
You know what? The forces of evil are telling me that if I go inside the Little Caesars today, there could be Pathfinder in my future.
I
Well,
just
Jeff-
so happened to finish a character creation ritual earlier.
Well, Jeff is a slave to the forces of evil. And speaking of the forces of evil, let's get back in the game, shall we?
We are the forces of evil.
Ah,
Manga!
No, wrong game. Wrong game.
Oh, I should do when I went to the haunted house. Sorry to digress one more time.
Then don't
I should
do it.
my cackle for you guys.
You're not going to be satisfied until you do. So just step away from the mic before you start.
So I would hide behind another mannequin, and whenever people would start to leave the booth, thinking that no jump scare would happen, I would hop out with with my cape, and I would go.
Knocked your own glasses off there. Congratulations.
Startled the shit out of so many tough dudes. Great.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
Sorry, that was fun. Boost my energy level back.
I'm glad you had fun on Halloween. On Halloween went to bed at 10:30, like an old person.
Graybeard.
Well, I've had a gray beard since I was 25. So
What did we do? Watch Sabrina?
Yep.
Yeah.
You worked, and then we watched Sabrina.
the
New one?
the spooky one.
No. I didn't work on actual Halloween day because I was like, I don't want to be out there and potentially hit a kid.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
True.
I thought you did.
Oh, God.
No, I worked the night before.
That's when she hit the kid.
No. No, but there were so many drunk people stumbling around. I was like, tomorrow this is going to be drunk people plus children. I don't know. I don't know.
Two
if I
great
can deal with
tastes
that.
that taste
Yeah.
great together.
Yeah, Sunday night I went, I needed cigarettes. I've been holding off. I'm like, oh, well, quick, I'll just run down to Codgeville and get me a pack of cigarettes real quick. Get to Codgeville, and they like got half the lanes blocked off so all the kids could roam about. I'm like, holy crap. It was like traffic was backed up on both ends. Little kids running around screaming. I'm like, if I run over the kids over to the right real quick, I wonder if they'll pull me.
Will they notice?
Really should have put the brush guard on this car before I left home.
or
A cow
my,
catcher.
Yeah.
or my one of the things I always loved was how they had like spiked wheeled caps
Mm-hmm.
that come out the side so you just mow people off the side of the road.
You watched Death Race 2000.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
I love
a
that
hand
movie.
grenade.
Was that the one with Stallone?
Yeah.
Yes, that is the
The
one with
original.
Stallone.
Yeah.
I love that movie
God.
so much. The
Second
hand
sequel.
grenade and
It's
everything.
got the best line in it ever.
Well, what is it?
It's when he wants to go shake the president's hand. And the lady's like, well, what will that accomplish? And he takes his glove off, and his hand has a grenade stuck inside of it. And she goes, oh my God, what is that? And he goes, it's a hand grenade. It's just like, it's so
Like,
fucking
duh,
so
bitch.
stupid.
That's the dumbest thing.
It's real dumb.
It's
God, it was
glorious.
such
I love it.
Great movie. Where I loved it where they'd roll the old people out into the middle of the streets
Mhm.
so they could kill them to get points.
And David Carradine runs over the people that push the old people out the
Right.
street because he's the good guy. He's still murdering lots of people, but he's the good guy.
He is the good guy.
Oh God, that movie's one of the greatest of all times.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. Roger Corman is a genius. Fuck the haters. All right.
All right.
We're up at the top of a cliff.
You're up at the top of a cliff. As you look down the 400 foot drop to the lake below, you can see in the distance the swan boat moving its way back towards Copper Kettle Pass, which you actually can't see from this distance. Everything is misty, and a lot of it is obscured by the prodigious amounts of mist coming from the falls that you passed on the way here.
Awkward silence.
Sorry, I had some beer.
Some.
Just a little bit.
Just a little beer. It lubes me up, but not in a sexual way.
Thank you for that.
Sorry.
Terrence,
So
lube ale.
next commercial.
Social lubricants. Oh.
You
At
just
any
first have to insert the bottle firmly inside.
Great.
The bottle opener.
Create some strong suction. Let's see. The top of the ridge here is wet. It's wet land. The area that you guys are in is sort of a damp, foggy mire. It's a peculiar kind of environment to be at the top of a cliff face. But this whole area is a floodplain where everything filters down towards the falls. The fault line, I guess, that created this shifted everything way up. And you're guessing that there was a whole lot of smaller lakes in this region way back in ancient times. But once the major earthquake that caused all this hit, it all consolidated into the 36 square mile lake you see before you over the cliff face. But you guys are standing ankle to calf deep in kind of stinking water. There are scrubby trees here, and not many of them. This whole area that you know that it probably clears up as you go further north towards the trade roads, but you're basically in one of the least favorable or hospitable kind of camping areas you could possibly be in. The area around you is foggy. It's morning time after all. The sun is only just coming up. The air is cold. And your feet are even colder.
Do we see the source?
You also smell a horrible, horrible odor in your nearby area. It just reeks.
Only a 16 from me.
You begin looking around. Make a perception check for me.
All of us?
Yeah, you can. If she's looking, if you're looking for the source of the stink, then yes.
Yeah, smells like home.
16,
23.
32.
32. I'm sorry.
I got a 17, 19 if it's to avoid being surprised by a foe.
All right. And what'd you get, Zarius?
23.
23. All right. Only you and Valric spot what is up ahead.
Yeah, coming.
Anyway, as you're looking over the dank, fetid, swampy area, you see a sort of a larger than normal hillock with a very weird, twisted tree on top. But you also see the small hillock is moving.
Oh.
You see a little wave go through the nearby grassy water, and you realize that something is extruded out from behind the hillock, probably a tail. Whether or not it has noticed you is unclear at first, but then as you are looking out over the area, you see it begin to slowly turn around. Those of you who have spotted it, this creature is bull-like in shape, standing, or actually sitting, squatting in the water. Its antlered head sort of droops from a long, sinuous neck, which slowly moves along the top of the water. And the tail is brandishing a bony mass of spikes.
Knowledge.
Let's see. Arcana for this one.
22.
23.
This is a creature I've long wanted to use, and I've never really had.
Catablast.
It is a catablast, yes. So catablast.
Something along that lines.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar. That sounds...
Catoblepas, Catoblpas, perhaps. You can look up it. You can look up an image of it. It's a weird looking monster.
It is. And I'm avoiding looking at its eyes or avoiding its gaze.
Like it is
I think.
very, very weird.
So they're gross. Like, is it the one with like the really long, like almost giraffe-like neck?
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of those guys.
Oh,
But
that's
you have
creepy.
stumbled across their lair. Let's see. but it has noticed your group. And while it is moving slow enough where some of your party members have not noticed it has noticed you.
Vanish.
You cast Vanish?
Knowledge of what it can do.
Your knowledge of what it can do. Sorry, let me get my.
I suppose I got a 23 on that knowledge. As long as it can't see invisible, I will vanish.
It has an aura of foul stench when you get close to it, which can sicken a person. It has a disintegrating gaze. Let's see. It can push people aside with its powerful tail. And it is basically just a disgusting, deadly beast. Beyond that, it has no special resistances or things like that.
I might not cast Vanish. Is everybody close to me?
Yeah, do you still have that wall spell?
It's not a wall. I mean, they can still walk through it.
Oh, okay. Can they see through it?
Yeah, it's translucent. Wait, I'll use the loathsome veil. It's a transparent veil of shifting multicolored strands of light.
Okay.
It's just if they're on the wrong side of it, they have to make will saves.
I'm going to let you two act in the surprise round, and then I'll do initiatives.
Is everybody close to me?
Well, you guys, I assume you guys have landed within 10 feet of each other.
Okay, because this is a 10-foot radius from around me that I will cast instead of Vanish. I will cast Invisibility Sphere, so we all go invisible.
Ooh, nice.
But
That
you'll
is
only
nice.
stay invisible as long as you're within 10 feet of me.
Oh.
But that means if you roll shitty on your initiative, it might take it a while to figure out where we're at. You can, So the spell functions. The spell functions like invisibility, except that the spell confers invisibility upon all creatures within 10 feet. The center of effect is mobile with the recipient. That's me. Those affected by the spell can see each other and themselves as if unaffected by the spell. Any affected creature moving out of the area becomes visible, but creatures moving into the area after taking the spell do not become invisible. So, yeah.
Does it still go will the person, if they attack, will it get rid of the invisibility?
Yeah.
We'll break it on the person, right? Not the sphere.
Yeah. So if I attack, it goes away. Okay. If you guys attack, it goes away. It goes away for you.
For you. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Zarius, what are you doing with your surprise round after you see Valric cast the invisibility sphere around everyone?
Actually, I pull out my great bow. I pull out my bow and just keep it there until I figure out what we're going to do.
All right. Okay, so let's do initiative, shall we? Let's see what my monster's going on.
And that's why I like having that high perception.
All right, so Valric, what's your initiative?
4.
Lady outside.
21.
21. Zarius.
16.
16. Jeb.
17.
17. And your patron. 1 on the initiative. Roll. So he goes on a 3. Okay.
Hey, I beat somebody.
All right.
I put a token for Pod out there. It's the wizard hat.
All right. Thank you. You hear briefly whisper, "What's going on?" As Tiffany, what's your initiative bonus? I know you probably beat the monster, but
13.
yeah, then you are first. But you see that the creature seems to be gaining a little momentum.
There's 5 pings out there.
That's one of them is Pod Demo Mark. You're a patron.
Okay, so it's. Oh, Jeb, you're the face.
Yeah, I'm the face.
Okay.
Because I never took the time to make another token.
Okay.
Because every time I make a token, my character dies.
They figure if you just don't make a token.
Yep, I'll be fine.
Action.
It's a weird superstition. Lady outside, what you doing? Tiffany.
We're all invisible, but as soon as you attack, you will be visible.
Indeed, quite. I don't.
And you guys can tell you're invisible. You see yourself fade from view.
Yeah. I know.
Terrence, real quick question.
Sure.
If we're invisible, can a gaze attack still affect us?
Well, you have to be visible for that. So yes, no, it would not. He would not be able to use the gaze attack on you with 100% accuracy or any accuracy. Let me double check the rules on gaze attacks while she decides what she's doing. Just so I know if there's even a chance of targeting you. Well, go ahead, Margaret. Sorry. Or are you interested in finding out about the gaze attack thing?
Yeah, I was kind of interested in hearing about that.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
I was gonna
gaze
ask
attack
if there's-
affects invisible creatures.
Oh, okay. Then,
Okay.
Yeah,
At least that's the first thing that popped up on Google.
It's like I feel like he did this check, and you told us that it's basically just a monster.
it is a monster with some very dangerous magical powers, but it doesn't have any particularly powerful resistances. That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, but I don't want to be. I don't necessarily want to move up in front of it, like move up to be like, hey, I'm look at me, I'm here. So I'm just going to take use of this invisibility for a minute and go ahead and just cast guidance on myself for my next. Yeah.
Actually, I think the invisibility actually will work against the.
Yeah, I was just about to say it.
Its gaze attack is targeted.
Yeah. I was about to say the answer it gave me was if the creature was invisible, can it still do its gaze attack? And it's
Which is yes.
Okay.
Duh.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I know that I'm invisible. I don't want to do anything that's going to, because like my hexes and everything, that will affect my invisibility. Correct?
Basically anything that attacks the monster in any way will break the invisibility. But anything you cast on yourself or things like that.
Yeah. But like, trying to do misfortune or evil eye or something.
That's
like
an
that.
attack
that would
spell,
render you visible.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so yes. So guidance for my next turn.
Okay.
Not gonna waste it.
So the Catobal Pass. God, that's a weird name. The creature saw you guys briefly before it turned around, so it begins to move through the sludge. 2, 10, 15. Towards you guys, basically like its long necks, like working its way through the top of the mud, its eyes glowing and sort of giving off a sort of a baleful aura. It's once it gets closer, though. Let's see. I need you and Jeb to make fortitude saves from its stinky aura.
When you say you, I assume you mean.
Zarius.
And while they're making their fortitude saves, I just want to be. I feel like we probably would have already talked about this, but we're not using the golem and the what are they, werewolves?
About zombies.
You zombies. We're not going to use those in front of Pa Demomark, are we?
I don't think you decided you weren't going to do that. Yeah, unless it becomes desperate.
Yeah.
25 on my fort save.
All right, you're able to nut up and endure the foul stinkiness. How about you, Jeff?
Is this a fear or death effect?
It is a stink aura.
Okay, so 18.
18 is the DC. Congratulations, you are not sickened.
Jeez.
It once it gets within distance, however, it basically its body with alarming speed whips around. Let's see. I'm gonna see which direction it whips from. So, give me even or odd, Zarius.
Odd.
All right. Okay. Then it whips around towards the long spiked tail whips around towards where Jeb is. Jeb. The tail You're able to quickly duck under the tail as it whips through the air around you.
Oh, I'll fly over it.
Well, you can do that on your turn if you like, but
Well, just saying.
okay. Oh, you mean like a quick leap? I see.
Yeah.
All right, you flap once, getting out of the way of the tail. I'm sorry, I'm having to like readjust my mental state to your form for describing things.
Yeah, no longer a goblin.
Yep.
Or a skeleton.
Or a skeleton. I wonder if I should affect a different voice. Nah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's literally the best. It's literally the most distinctive thing about you, and it's your turn.
It is the best thing about me. All right, so
Well, I stopped myself from saying that, but all right.
oh no, it's my best feature. So from where I am at, invisible and flying above.
The creature knows roughly where you guys were.
But you can move without it provoking attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, because we got full coverage.
As soon as you leave 10 feet, you will become visible.
Right.
Yes. So you can do one square and stay invisible, or beyond that. It's a 10-foot radius from you, right?
From me, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So he
you
can
guys
move 10 feet before he's visible.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to call it. You guys are in that 2 square cross emanating out from Valric, and we'll just to simplify shit.
Right. So what I'm gonna do, because I've got 5 feet between me and him, Jeb is going to fly 5 feet, stab it in a flyby attack,
All right.
and then curl away to circle above.
So you're gonna
flyby attack lets me do a full movement.
Yeah.
And make a standard action at any point within that movement.
So you're going to fly toward it, stab, and fly up, is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, then. You get your bonuses for attacking as an invisible opponent.
Yes.
Which is mostly all penalties for me, I believe.
You're just flat-footed.
Yeah.
And natural 19, that threatens a crit.
Uh-oh.
For a 30 to hit. This is my confirmation roll. Natural 16, so 27 to confirm.
That will hit, yeah, definitely.
And I'm swinging 4d6, 5d6 because it's a medium-sized rapier now.
Yep.
Because my weapon and armor adjusted to my new shape. What kind of critical card am I looking at?
Oh, okay. That's right. Critical cards.
Your
We're in that
favorite.
We're in that game. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we're in that game. This is also the game where sneak attack doubles on a critical.
No, this is not that game.
No, that's
No.
5e.
No, I don't think it's that game either.
No, there's no game.
Yeah, no 5e. You still double all your dice,
You have a piercing
even
weapon?
a sneak attack. Yep, piercing.
All right, you nicked an artery. Normal damage and 2d6 bleed. Jesus.
I'll take it. Normal damage is
Still quite high, I imagine.
yeah, it's gonna be Jefferson Smithsonian.
Smithsonian.
That's how Smithsonian is spelled. Smithsonian. Did 21 normal damage
21.
and 7 bleed.
7 bleed. All right. Is that a number we're keeping, or are we just doing 2d6 every round?
I say that's about average. That's fine. We'll stick
Yeah, we'll
with
keep
the
it
7.
We'll keep it the 7. Okay. All right. You swoop in from your standing position, slice into the creature. You feel you're now incredibly. You're much longer, much more powerful. Reach your larger blade dip into the shaggy, reeking hide of the creature, and you see gouts of blood begin to pour out as your wings angle you up toward the sky, out of the invisibility sphere. It is your go.
Real quick,
Sure.
it does get an attack of opportunity after I fly by,
That is true.
because I stop being invisible as I'm leaving its area.
All right, yeah, and I'll have it take it. Okay, probably not going to do it though. Its tail slap does an 18 hit you as you fly by.
Nope.
Okay,
Not
I
even
think so.
without my mobility.
All right, the tail slaps. The long tail tries to bash at you as you suddenly appear. However, it splashes harmlessly in the muck. Zarius, it's your go.
Okay.
Or should I say Jack Grimm?
Yes, Jack Grimm. I will summon a swarm. And basically, it's going to be a swarm of ravens, which I'm going to just use bat statistics for that.
By me.
And I will make the swarm appear on the backside of it,
All right.
behind it, so they will automatically should go attack it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I
Is
believe.
Is
Yeah,
that
but-
a round action?
Yeah.
Ah,
Hold on.
Let's see if I can find a shade.
Yeah, it's a one round casting. So
Okay, so they'll appear at the end of the turn, do their
Yeah.
biting, and then okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your damage because I know it's just area damage.
yeah, D6, and it'll be wounding, so it'll do 1 point of bleed damage.
Oh,
around.
okay. We're adding more bleed. Got it.
ooh, those stack dope. Vampiric ravens.
They just got
That'll
real
be-
sharp beaks.
It'll take 5 points of damage.
5 points. Is that with the bleed?
No,
Okay,
5
plus
plus
one.
the 1 for bleed.
Gotcha. And anything else you're doing? Sticking
Keep
in it.
nope, staying within the invisibility sphere.
All right, Valric. You see companions doing a lot of proactive and, in one case, incredibly vicious blows against the creature.
He wants to stay in the invisibility sphere, but I was planning on moving away. So that's
You can
what I'm going to do.
It follows you.
It follows him. You can move with like one square to the west and keep everybody in it. But
no, because I'm planning on breaking it.
oh, okay, gotcha.
If it breaks for you, it breaks for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
But it already went, so you're
Yeah.
good.
And it already used its attack of opportunity.
That's why I brought it up.
I need you to give me a will save
Oh,
twice and take the lower.
oof! All right. Oh, one of them's a natural 20. It sucks. All right.
And I'm really happy I used my third level color
Yeah.
spray.
However, though, I still got a fairly high roll of a 17 on the secondary.
DC 18.
God
Ooh,
damn
wee.
do you know how many hit die the monster has? Is that what?
It's hit die minus 4.
Which is 4.
Okay, so he still has 4 hit die. The creature is blinded and stunned for 1d4 rounds.
God damn.
Nice, nice.
All right.
I didn't
That's
think I would knock
perfect.
him unconscious, but I was hoping I would at least get the stun.
Oh man, this sucks.
What did
Thank
you roll? It?
God.
I rolled a 4.
Oh yeah,
Nice. That beats invisibility.
yeah, that was my hope.
Yeah.
And then I'll just casually walk. You know, I'm just gonna move over here. I'm just gonna. All
Casually.
right, you guys can get it from here. Hopefully.
All right.
I'll work on this scarf I'm knitting.
On his turn, you see Pod finally grasping what's going on. Like, whoa, excellent work, wonderful show. You folks, you youngins sure are able to. Whoa, I'm blown away.
I'm sorry, Terrence. That monster's really cool, and I wanted it to stick around, but I also did.
It's stunned for 4 rounds. Like you guys can beat it pretty easily at this point.
I hope so.
Stun does not allow for coup de grace, though, does it?
does. I believe it does actually.
I'm not sure.
I don't think you're helpless when you're stunned. I mean, you're.
Let me double check real quick. Conditions.
No, a stunned creature can't take any actions and loses its dex to bonus to AC, but it doesn't say that it's helpless.
Okay, so it's okay.
But it can't.
Yeah, paralyzed is helpless. Stunned is not. All right, got it. Well, you got 4 rounds to beat up on us, so go ahead. Go ahead, lady outside. What you doing? Or we could just fast forward this because once Jeb descends on it and starts stabbing.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, because even if he stabs it and doesn't kill coup de grace, it's still going to be stunned for 3 more rounds. No.
It's going to take 2d6 damage or 7 points every round.
8
Plus
points.
my swarm.
Plus
Yeah,
the swarm. I'm just gonna say, let's just circumvent this. Save your spells. You have beaten this monster.
woohoo.
Yeah, you guys descend on it. Jeb descends on it, finishing like puncturing it in several strategic locations. Your swarm nips at it. And before even the stunning effects wears off, the Katoba pass passes away.
Yeah, my next
Total,
sneak
see
attack.
you later.
My next sneak attack would have done another 16 plus the 7.
Well, it only has 80. It only has 80 hit points, so literally 4 attacks from Jeb at good clips, plus the bleed would have done it.
And every charge that I do as a flyby attack gets sneak attack because of my new build.
Oh wow! I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right.
Very much so.
Okay, so
Real quick
Until I
question.
die.
sure.
Because this is the Pathfinder version of this, I remember the back in first ed, this creature basically hits a gaze attack was a death attack. I mean, if you failed to save, you died.
This
What does
version,
this one do?
This version I'm using targets limbs, so it disintegrates
Oh,
limbs
God.
off of you.
Oh well, then I don't feel bad at all for any
Yeah,
of that.
Fuck that thing.
Like it has
God.
arms like it will do. Okay, so like here's the. I was gonna tell you the damage things. Like if it's disintegrating or it hits your arm, you take 46 damage and a -4 penalty to strength. Legs do 46 plus 4 damage and a -2 penalty to dex. It can only move by crawling. Body, I guess the body doesn't completely get you. In the first body one, it's like 46 plus 4 damage and is fatigued for 2d4 rounds. And then the second one that says body is target takes 46 plus 4 damage and is staggered for 44 rounds or 2d4 rounds. Basically, it just if it hits if it hits an arm or leg, those things are gone.
Ooh.
That's crueler than the first edition one. At least you just died.
Yeah, I don't know. I
The
think
sweet release of death.
I think like the limb destroying thing is a little bit more fun than just straight up dying. But all right,
Oh,
I think
for the
Jeb
game
could
master,
survive
yes.
with a missing leg.
yeah, you know.
It's like, take
I-
my
You know what?
weird goat hand. Take
I
that one.
didn't want to say it, but I thought it.
It's easier to raise the dead than it is to get somebody's limbs back.
Cheaper, certainly. Well,
That's sad.
I usually I usually give people the option to like if you want to pony up a spell, get your natural shit back, fine. But there's also like my love of Full Metal Alchemist is
Oh yeah.
entirely complete. So I usually stick that kind of prosthetic in the game somewhere.
Well, I felt bad because you were really happy with this creature.
That's all right.
That stunned it before it got to go more than once, and now I don't though. After that list of what it can
Oh
do,
hell no.
I'm very happy that we ended
All right.
that fast.
Okay, so after you guys finish that off, Demo Mark whistles appreciatively. Like, well, I see no dust is gathering on you, Mr. Smith. You certainly have saved us from a definitely a bad morning.
I did.
Yeah, nobody lost any legs or hands
Knowledge
on this
or-
one.
Knowledge Arcana, is there any part of their body that's worthwhile recovering?
Go ahead and roll for me.
I'll assist.
22.
You know that there are a couple of cool things that you can get from Katobapas bodies if you act fast enough. Preserved Katobapas eyes, as long like fresh or preserved with magically. can maximize the damage on a disintegrate spell
Ooh.
when consumed with it. And the
Survival to
That's pretty cool.
Whose phone?
that was mine. I'm sorry. Let me mute it.
rolled an 18 plus 7, so 25 on harvesting.
All right. And the spikes from the Katoba pastels can be used as ingredients for potion brewing. Typically, things that improve strength will be maximized as well. Or not maximized. Will be what's the word I'm looking for?
Empowered.
The one that makes them last double the power.
Extended.
Oh,
Extended. Yes, extended. If you make a potion of bull strength with them, it will be an extended potion.
So 2 rounds per level instead of 1, I think. Or is it minutes per level?
Minutes. It'd be 4 minutes instead of. It would be 6 minutes instead of 3.
That's pretty cool.
Does anyone know any light necromancy spells?
Yeah.
Such as?
Whatever the spell is that
preserves.
Oh, I do not have that one.
All right. Well,
Gentle repose.
Gentle repose. That's the one I want.
But we do have a bag of holding.
I don't have that one. I mean, I don't have it available today.
All right. Demo Mark says, "Don't worry, I can cast it on them. Bring them over here and put them all in this jar." He whips into his bags and pulls out a scroll. He's like, "I know we're not really supposed to dabble in necromancy in polite society, but sometimes it's just dead useful."
You don't say.
And I can actually get that spell too.
Yeah.
He casts it on there. It says, "That scroll was pretty potent. Should last us about a week."
I don't think any of us here are going to judge you for a little bit of necromantic magic. It is useful.
That's true. I've had to preserve the corpse of many an ally over the years.
That is disheartening.
Well, it's just the lot you fall into if you're the wizard. You're the one that can escape combats most easily. Unfortunately, it does garner us a reputation, unsavory as it is. But
Hey, there's
if you
no
want to be
shame in surviving.
there's no shame in surviving, exactly. And if I can help my team rally in any way, I'm glad to do it. And I'm glad you folks are on my team. Let's continue on. We'll have to basically march close to the cliff face so I can find what I'm looking for.
You want me to take to the sky? I can flap around for a while and see what I can see.
Well, as long as what is that, a spell, magic item lasts?
I can also send my raven.
Yeah.
If you can actually describe what you're looking for, he can scout for it.
Certainly. He pulls out, he looks around for a dry place to put stuff, and then he gives up on it. Walks over to his bag.
Corpse.
Pulls up,
The corpse.
Ugh, I'm not putting anything. That thing reeks. He basically just pulls out some papers and maps, and basically just flattens them out against his familiar, which is still in Pegasus shape. And so that's what we're looking for: rock formations that look like this, this, and this. I'm not sure what size they are, but they seem significant to the map maker. And it's the sort of thing we need to find. So you flying halfling and Raven.
Dwelf, please.
Oh, you're a dwelf. We don't see those very often.
Okay. This is just awkward. I'm not. No. Tip my hat. I'm a Strix.
I know. I've known since yesterday. It's fine.
All right, good. And you're not gonna be prejudiced?
I don't know. Like, I assumed that you were under some sort of curse when you were a skeleton when we met day before yesterday, but I'm glad you see you've gotten that straightened out.
You noticed that too, huh?
Oh, yes, I noticed many things.
Oh.
It's always important to make sure that you know who you're working with, you know?
Yeah, those waters were real curative.
I'm glad. Also, I need to look into that because if they can make me younger, getting up in years.
Well,
Anyway,
I'm actually really. That's a great weight off my mind. I feel so much better being able to just be myself.
I think there's nothing better in the world
God.
than being yourself.
Okay, I send Jax.
All right. So now that you and Jax, or rather that Jeb and Jax, rather Jefferson and Jax, have a good idea of what they're looking for, I'm going to let those two do the scouting along the cliff face while you guys, I guess, wait for a report.
Yeah, we can trudge in at least the semi-direction we think it's in.
All right. Well, okay, we'll do that. So Jax and Jeb, give me those perceptions.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
I rolled a 1935.
Okay.
18.
All right. You're flying along the Raven, who doesn't really say much to you in general. You know that he speaks to Zarius pretty often, and you know he can speak. You've heard him.
Mm-hmm.
He rarely speaks above a whisper anyway. But eventually, as you're flying along, the Raven stops flying, arcs over to you, and lands on your shoulder, basically riding on your back as you fly along, Jeb. Its head whispers down and says, "Turn around. I think I see what we're looking for."
Oh. Well, hi there, Jax. And I will bank around. Looking again?
I'll let you know when we get close. You feel claws dig into your back. There we are.
All right.
You see a
20.
Once it's been pointed out to you, see a narrow crack that from most angles, above, below, only flying from, it's only really visible if you're flying from east to west, which most people probably wouldn't be. The fact that the Raven spotted it flying west to east is a pretty amazing roll.
Bird eyes.
Just a very, very narrow slit in the rocks that is utterly black. What are you doing? Are you investigating it first or heading back to the group?
Remember, Jax can actually communicate with me through the mind.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, you've been hearing it says, "I found it, boss, I think."
And
I'll pass that news along.
I'll settle down to, circle above it, actually.
Right.
I'll just catch a thermal and make a circle around it.
You can probably, you're nimble enough to probably catch yourself onto the lip of the crack if you want.
Well, I want to be circling above so they know kind of where to go.
Gotcha.
As a visual cue. And also, it's just really fun to be like a vulture.
Okay. What are you ordering your Raven to do, Zarius?
Just stay around up in the air and let me know when we get close.
All right. The Raven flips off your back and begins to circle in formation with you. As you guys
Caw.
Yeah.
Caw.
In the meantime, were we were all around when he said that he knew that Jeb was a skeleton and a Strix and everything like that? Yeah, I would have pressed that a little bit.
Sure.
Asked
What do you
how
have?
he knows. I just would have liked to, the lady's very blunt. How do you know these things about him?
Oh, well, I made sure before we signed the contract that I cast True Seeing. That way I knew exactly what I was getting. You never know, after all. Most of you, however, look pretty much like yourselves anyway. You're just wearing different clothing, except for you, lady outside, who you've made your hair look differently for the most part, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, but that doesn't seem to be something that bothers a lifelong adventurer like him. Like he clearly knows the score when it comes to adventuring people.
And mine was the same thing. I changed mine from red to black.
Right. Well, every adventurer has something to hide, or something they're ashamed of, or something they just consider minor vanities, my dear. I don't know
They're
why
all
you
pretty
hide.
much outcasts.
I don't know why you hide your inner beauty in such a way, but if it makes you feel more comfortable while adventuring, it's fine by me.
Good answer.
The
I'm gonna try and get a sense of what he's getting at there.
okay.
I feel like there's some underlying sinisterness to him.
Okay.
And I want to see if I pick up on it. 25.
25. You're guessing that this is not the first time he has worked with people that are morally questionable to achieve his goals, which tracks perfectly with the fact that the contract he presented you with had a Gaius attached.
But him himself.
He seems to be one of those ends justify the means kind of good guy.
That's what I was looking for. Okay.
He is a neutral good. If we're going to toss an alignment on the guy,
I didn't need an alignment. Yeah, ends justifies the means. I got you.
Yeah.
I just want a feeling of, I want a sense motive just to see if, like, because I know that there are wanted posters with my picture on it around.
yes.
And I just want to feel like, do I feel like he's the type that would turn us in after this is over?
You're guessing that he's...
And I rolled a 25.
All right, you're guessing he's probably never even seen those. He doesn't even frequent those kind of places where they would be. He probably spends most of his time around arcane cloisters and things like that. He's interested in what he's interested in and basically nothing else.
Alrighty then.
Basically, he could care less as long as we can do the job that he wanted us to do.
Correct. Which
Wonderful.
is not an attitude you'd think he'd want spread around, which is why he probably waited till you guys were well away before he admitted knowing stuff like this. Well away from the town. But eventually, after you trudge along the cliff face, you and Jax, Jeb are in. Oh, he's peeing. All right, well then, fuck it. You guys trudge
There
around.
he is.
All right, you guys trudge around for a good many miles, honestly, on the edge of the cliff face. Eventually, you see the specks of the two circling figures along the cliff face. And finally, after probably well into the afternoon, a cold, bitter, cliff-top, windy afternoon, you guys arrive to the area where they've been circling around in the sky.
Kind of chilly up here, yeah?
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Indeed. Oh, there they are. Here they come.
All right. Yeah. You landing?
Yeah, as they start to approach, I will come down.
You come down. You land on the edge of the cliff. Everyone here looks pretty tired and miserable from a long trudge.
Jesus, I feel like I froze my balls off up there.
The rest of you would be surprised if you have any toes left after the long, cold march, but the wizard that is accompanying you seems very energetic. A sudden burst of energy. Is this the place? Wonderful.
It looks like it.
He leans over the edge. My goodness. So close, yet so far. See, this is the importance of research, children. How wide would you estimate that crack in the cliff face is?
5 feet, 10 feet.
Okay. You think about make an intelligence check for me.
That's smaller than a dragon.
I got a 10 on the die for an 11. I'm actually smarter.
It is way smaller than a dragon. It might be, as the crack goes down the cliff face, it ranges from 6 inches to 1 foot across.
Knowledge
Could have slid
Arcana.
everything in there like a coin, like a.
Well, Knowledge
like a
Arcana, can
piggy bank.
dragons polymorph? Or that specific dragon, black dragon, I think it was.
I have always played it that All dragons have the polymorph ability, so like I never thought I always thought it was kind of dumb that the black dragons don't get that when it would be most beneficial to evil dragons.
I'm going to assume that
So
he could have polymorphed himself to be a size that would fit through a crack like that, which would make it nice and convenient for a cavern type approach.
excellent.
Especially if he's using it like a piggy bank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just slotting coins.
Slide everything in there.
Including himself in bird form.
Mm. All right, but now we
He's
have
got one of those hands that comes out and snatches the penny.
He says, well, that is a very keen observation, Mr. Jax, and probably a very accurate one at that. How are we going to get in? He looks down at his ponderous old guy gut and is like, I probably have to do a little bit of magical alteration to myself, which I have not prepared today.
Or to the cliff face itself.
I mean, I suppose we could blast it open, but that does make our presence here pretty obvious to someone else who might be looking.
I mean, there's an
I can stone
adamant
shape it.
tool. Or do that. There's spells and
That's
such.
true. It doesn't look necessarily like worked stone. If you have that prepared.
I mean, I don't have it prepared right now. I could, though.
All right, well, let's take a lunch break and discuss what we're doing.
I'm gonna fold my wings around me and kind of warm myself within the feathers.
You accidentally put your head under your wing and fall immediately asleep.
Yeah. What?
Let's see. Oh man, I closed all my tabs by like some kind of moron.
Every time.
There you go. I'm back. Okay.
Oh, I could actually make it to where I could change the shape of it to make it where it had a crude door.
That's cool. What about a staircase?
What's that called? Spell called?
Stone shape. Third level shaman spell. Up to 10 cubic feet plus 1 cubic foot per level.
Now, are your classes the type that you can shift your spells
My shaman spells, yes.
in the middle of the day?
Well, I can, as long as I rest. It only takes 2 hours for me to rest.
Ah. So we can take a leisurely lunch.
Are you guys getting robotic? I am.
Mm-mm.
You want to know?
Okay. I was getting a little robotic. I don't know if you guys were like. What did you just say a couple minutes ago? Like last couple sentences. I'm sorry.
I was
Oh, no, we
asking-
were just talking about the stone shaped spell.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I got some weird feedback or whatever. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we discovered that because Zarius is a shaman, he can rest for 2 hours, which is all he needs with the ring of sustenance or something,
Yes, it's the ring of sustenance.
and he can shift his spells around in the middle of the day.
Ooh. All right. Well, then, yeah, hop on that.
Take ourselves a leisurely lunch. It's a shame we're not back at the Riverside Diner so that they can lament our presence again.
Complaining about the food just gives me pleasure,
I just like scattering
especially when
breadcrumbs.
it's just so good.
This food's delicious. I need to think of something to complain about.
Could have got it here faster.
This food is too tasty. Send it back.
I don't trust it.
Oh God. What is this? Umami? All right.
So, yeah,
Okay,
we'll
so-
bring out some fish, roast it over a fire. Can we build a fire here? Is there a dry place?
You can probably find a small dry place. Finding dry grass will be a bit of a difficult factor, and of course dried sticks here in the wintertime in the wet is a little difficult. Well, you can have a sputtering, kind of a greasy, not terribly warm, constantly needing to be fed kind of winter swamp fire, if you like. It's not. I'm not saying it'll be more trouble than it's worth, but it will be a lot of trouble.
Swamp fire. More trouble than it's worth.
That sounds like another commercial. Swamp fire, more trouble than it's worth. It's a great jingle.
Okay, so if you're starting a fire, you can get on that while Zarius does his Jax does his meditation.
Darius.
Yeah, Zarius does his meditation.
Jax is my raven.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but Jack is
Grim.
alias.
Grim does his
Grim Jack.
Grim Jack does his meditations to change his spells up. You see that Pod begins pulling out his repelling gear and finding good anchoring spots. And if he can't find a good anchoring spot, you see him begin to look like go through his other magical items that he has in his gear bag as well. It says, I thought I had a rod of immovability. He begins counting his bags.
Was that the stuff that I gathered? He had a bunch of repelling gear down there.
No, one of his bags of holding had a few magic items in it that somebody nicked in the hurry.
Not me.
Well, maybe I left it back at the tower. Well, help me find a place to anchor these ropes, someone.
What was he looking for that I have that I don't have?
An immovable rod.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of confusion on that boat. There's no telling what got left behind and what came with us.
Just happy I found that feather token before I gave you your stuff back to go help the everybody else out.
I hope those bloody fishermen didn't run off with some of my gear.
They wouldn't know what to do with it if they did.
That's true, which makes it a bit more dangerous, to be honest with you. Some of the stuff in there is just not meant for people who are untrained.
Yeah, well, let me help you find a spot to anchor these things. I got some pythons.
Then roll a survival check for me, then, Chip.
Chew. That's a 14.
All right. You find some pretty stable stumps out here that can probably hold a lot of weight and begin securing the ropes and other items to them. You have to stab into them with pythons. Like the stumps are wide. There are a little rotten on top. They're next to down trees, but however, there is still some strong rootage going on there. So it should be fairly safe for the rest of you.
Some meaty core in them.
Yeah. There's still some living core to them before
I'll
they
drive some pythons in with my hammer.
All right. Meanwhile, as you guys are like having your meager afternoon meals or whatever, you finally finish your meditation, Zarius, and are able to swap your spells up.
Done.
All right.
I swap out haste for that stone shape.
Okay. Swap out haste for the stone shape, and what are you doing with the spell precisely?
Okay. I'm actually going to use levitate.
All right.
Since I have that through my hex. And going to levitate down till I get there so I can actually kind of shape the area enough to where I can kind of get where I can kind of slide the stone over, but make it big enough to where we could kind of slide the stone back to make it cover up the hole.
Okay.
The larger part of the hole.
All right.
That we're
But
creating.
wide enough for a pudgy wizard.
Wide enough for one of us to get through there, for us to get through there.
All right. As you begin to cast your spell, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Okay. Okay, 11 plus 24.
24. All right. You begin casting your spell.
And I will cast detect magic real quick just to make sure I'm not triggering some kind of arcane trap triggery.
All right. You begin before you cast your spell. You cast your detect magic spell. You detect a thin aura of illusion, and that is all.
Oh, where do I see where's the illusion at?
It's pretty widely spaced over the area, probably like a 20-foot by 20-foot area.
Okay, around that area, instead of casting my stone shape spell, I will actually see if it's actually an illusion covering a nice big hole that a big flying dragon could go through.
All right.
We'll check it out.
How are you interacting with it?
I'm gonna just kind of like try to fly through it.
Okay. You tried to fly through it. Let's see. Give me a percentile roll.
Percentile. 82.
All right. You fly towards the wall. You see Zarius as he's meditating or levitating there, stop what he's doing and then like basically leap out from his levitating stance toward the wall and then disappear into the cliff face itself. As you land on the other side of the illusion, Zarius, you realize that you have just leapt through the legs of a greater earth elemental that is waiting on the other side of the illusion. It turns its huge rocky head towards you, lets out a fearsome stony growl, and we're going to do this combat tonight or next time.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I need to poop first, but I am down to continue gaming.
I also am down for one more combat.
All right, so Jeff, take a sig, and everybody else do their ablutions, and we'll be back to fight this earth element.
This extended edition of Raiders of the Lark was brought to you by overabundance of Chinese food dinner and Jeff's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
I hope you enjoy knowing that Toker has ignored the relaxing portion of a relaxing poop in order to speed it along.
I'm going to speed along because I want to poop and smoke.
Okay.
Yeah. Do the same thing. Do them at the same time. Go
you have a window
I
in
used
there.
to. Mahogany lives here now. She doesn't smoke, and you shouldn't smoke in your house.
Yeah, it's true.
I would like to say that taking a shit and smoking a cigarette at the same time, just every once in a while, I just really want to do that.
That's why you poop outside.
All right, see y'all next week. This has been Raiders of the Lark, a homebrew detritus production. Please rate us on your favorite listening devices and visit us on homebrewdetritus.com.